Houston.
Okay, that's right.
What?
That's right. You're looking at becoming co-mayor. You're looking at being the mayor in Houston. Have you applied yet?
Not yet. No, I'm scared.
No, don't be scared. You're gonna make a great mayor.
Okay, I need the application again. I lost it. Is it in?
I'll
You
resend
sent
it
it
to
to
you.
me. Okay, I'll do
No
it.
excuses now.
Okay. I'm concerned about how much time it's going to take. Is it a lot of time, Mark?
Not initially. The key thing is you're going to want to probably find a co-mayor after you get it going,
Okay.
and it's always better to do it with someone else.
Okay.
It distributes the
It-
responsibilities and time.
Yeah, it's a team effort, and then once you get it going, you just get the community all pitching in together. It becomes really truly a team effort.
Okay. What are the times of the meetings? Because I saw that they're like kind
Hi,
of
Donnie.
mandatory.
You know what, Frank? I just look at the calendar when it's coming up. I don't. They're changing all the time.
Okay.
They usually have them every other week.
Okay. I'll do it. I'll do it today.
Yeah, so I started the recording. Welcome to Friday Tribe Fiesta. Yay, I say it correctly this time. It's just so many words that I always try. Yeah, one quick note on the co-mayor thing. I know, Mark, you're really into it and you're doing an excellent job. And you are very committed. And I'm not saying that our mayors in LA are not committed per se. They're great. But our last meeting was around Christmas time, okay? And then we didn't have anything in January, February. So the next one is on March 1st. So Lisa, it depends. You don't have to be like every 2 weeks type of thing. It could be like once every few months. It's very fluent, kind of like the
Okay.
whole Goosify community is very fluent. It's very laid back, and nothing is forced. Everything is in the flow, constantly flow
Okay.
state. So don't be scared.
Okay, I will.
Oh yeah,
I'll be
let me
brave.
just add to that.
Hi, Sam.
Let me just add to that. Yeah, I misheard the question. It's actually they only ask you to do one a month,
Okay.
but they have a mayor call twice a month to just with all the mayors around the world actually, just to share ideas of what's working in different cities, different markets. But they only want you to do one a month. But if you want to do more, of course you can. And it can just start out with as a coffee meeting, just getting together with 2 or 3 other 4 of the local people at a coffee shop, and then grow it from there.
Okay. I can do that.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be like in a place. Last time our meeting was in one of our co-mayor's home. We were in her house and we had a blast. We were watching some music videos for some of her old roommates. They're like rock stars and stuff. And then we had a mastermind. That's where LA Mastermind was born. And then I found a piano, so I sat on it and started playing. And then Mr. J also did that. And then it was a lot of fun. The whole thing is just so amazing when you meet in real life. You know.
Yeah. It sounds
Makes
amazing.
a huge difference.
Oh, hi, Maren. Good to see you here. Hi, honey.
I was just going to hop on quick because I can't stay for long, but I may as well show up and say hi.
Yay. Hello. Yeah, we do this every week at this time, the same time, so it's easy to remember. Whenever you can, whenever it's in the flow, we'd love to have you.
Hey, I'm off camera. I had a wedding last night till like 3 a.m. So
Yeah.
so I'm
Wow.
still.
How'd it go?
It was really amazing.
Nice.
Something very close to my heart and soul because this is a close cousin of mine who's been a victim of horrible family abuse. And
Wow.
yeah, ugly co-parenting situation, and I supported her and she was like a queen during the wedding. What?
It's so nice of you. You're always very supportive and holding space for others.
Yeah, it's It's just fulfilling. It's humbling to be used by God in this way.
Hmm.
So, and it's also very fulfilling. You know, there's this contrast of feeling inside because she kept on saying, look what you created. Because everybody was so respectful to her because she was just radiating and being in her queen energy. So, yeah, I'm very moved. Yeah, thanks for asking.
Beautiful share.
Thank you. I'm still not dressed. That's why I'm off camera. So sorry
That's
about
okay. It's all right to be naked with them out.
that.
Yeah, so I just watched because we have a tradition in the tribe Friday fun Fridays where we share funny stuff, and I just I just saw one of our tribers posted something, and I mean, he posted it a long time ago, but a few hours. And oh, hi, Phil. I was just gonna say that your video is so funny. I wanted to play it for all of us here because it was hilarious. I was literally laughing so hard. Uh, let me just share it.
Well, hello, everybody.
How are you? Long time no
Well,
see.
hello there.
Yeah.
Anybody want some orange? Oh, wait, I can't put it through the internet, can I? Darn.
Nope.
Give it a few years. They'll figure it out.
Yeah. Oh, yum, yum. What's Maureen got there?
There's homemade granola and homemade yogurt and home-picked berries. Oh my God. Right.
We'll all be over. Where do you live?
Coast of BC, Canada.
Canada. Well, hey, that's our next door neighbor. We love Canada.
Where's everyone else from?
I'm from USA, Kansas, unfortunately.
Kansas. Tap,
Tulsa,
tap your toe.
Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma here.
Do you see my screen?
Yep,
Yeah, we can see
perfect.
it.
Okay, are you ready to watch it? Oh my God, it's so funny.
I'm ready. I haven't seen it yet.
I just
Me neither.
saw it. It's so funny. Oh, hold on. Why is it not playing sound? Hold on. Shoot, hold on. View the tab, stop sharing. Okay. I don't know why is it not sharing the sound. I'll try again. I can't. Can you guys hear sound? I don't hear it.
No. There's probably something like on the video that needs to be clicked, but I don't see it. I don't see it anywhere.
View the tab on school. Okay, I'm viewing it on school. Okay, let's see. We'll try this again. Let's see. Ah, okay. Okay, you hear it? Do you hear it?
You're not sharing your screen.
Oh. Okay. Hold on. You go back. It stopped sharing.
Yeah. There you go.
To live with him. And she's been living there for about a week. This guy's mother-in-law comes to live with him. And she's been living there for about a week, and he comes home one day, she's laid on the floor, and he calls 911, and the ambulance comes and gets her, and they take her to the hospital, and he's out in the waiting room, and the doctor comes out after a while, and the doctor said, well, I got some good news and some bad news. I said, all right, well, give me the bad news first. He goes, all right, your mother-in-law is not going to die. He said, she's had a massive stroke. He said, in fact, she's probably going to live 20 or 30 more years. He said, the problem is this thing has rendered her unable to speak. He said, she just makes this horrible screeching noise like a parrot now. He said, it's also disabled her from using her arms, and she can't feed herself. He said, for the next 20 or 30 years, you're going to have to feed her baby food 3 times a day. He said, also, it's made her incontinent. You're going to have to change her diapers and clean her up every single day of your life. And the guy said, oh, my God, he said, what's the good news? And the doctor goes, oh, I'm just kidding with you. She died.
Oh,
Oh no! That's savage!
oh.
That's savage!
It was so
That's
funny.
savage!
Sure.
No! Wait.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate you.
You bet it's scary that I thought that was funny and all that and put it on there. My mother-in-law better watch out. Hey, wait a minute. I'm 76 years old. I don't have to worry about my mother-in-law, do I? Oh gosh, there's another bad joke. Oh, I'm in trouble.
Oh my!
Yeah, I thought it was just an Eastern European thing. The mother-in-law joke. There's so many, and it's always funny. We even have a saying that if somebody is nagging at you, like I told you this, I told you that, right? That if somebody's nagging at you, like stop talking like a mother-in-law.
Gracious.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi, beautiful people. We
How are
actually
you?
have a plant. I should grab a picture of it here. It's called mother-in-law tongue.
Oh.
That's the common name, right? So, and it comes up, the leaves come up, they're really stiff and they're really tall and they come to a point. So.
And that's the mother-in-law tongue.
Yeah.
Double pointed, not even 1 point, 2 points.
And they're really hard. They're really hard to kill.
They're beautiful. I love them. I think they're just beautiful.
And they're even supposed to be bad for dogs.
I think I need a community for mother-in-laws because I have 7 sons.
That's funny. Does anyone start to feel like you're turning into your parents, or like, because apparently Rosita's managed not to. So how do we not make that happen?
Oh, I don't know. I catch myself sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, I sound like my mother.
Sometimes her laugh comes out when I laugh.
Yeah,
I'll laugh, and then all of a sudden I'm like, that's my mom's laugh.
Yeah. Sometimes in certain situations, like I'll either say something or something, and my nana, she can barely tell us apart because our voices are so like similar, if not almost equivalent to each other. It's kind of funny.
I know my mom's 89. She lives on her own. She travels on her own. She's super interesting. So, as long as I'm not like her when she's pissy, fussy, and short-tempered, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also can say that about my mom. She has really short-tempered, like a firecracker. And I used to be this way and worked really hard to not be judgmental and suspend judgment as much as possible and not to explode on people and tell them you suck before I actually explain what are my reasons. So yeah, there's that, but other than that, she has a really good heart. It's just she's like a firecracker, which I used to be in my 20s, and now looking back, I'm like, shit, I did all that.
Yeah, she grew up in New York. She's a Brooklyn gal. And so she tells it how it is. She's gotten way smoothed over the years. But she really isn't snappy unless she's exhausted or in pain. So, I mean, I understand it, right? But it doesn't mean I'm going to stay on the phone with her for very long then.
Yeah.
Go take a
I'm
nap,
just-
Mom. I'll talk to you later.
Why don't you
Yeah.
do that, Mom?
Yeah, I feel you. It's very similar with me. That's why I live on the other side of Earth. We love each other from a very big distance, and every 5-6 times I'm in Europe for touring, I would visit Bulgaria where my parents are living, and it would be like literally 1 out of 5-6 times for a reason. And I mean, it's like sometimes it's not that convenient to go to Eastern Europe if you're in Western Europe, but the fact of the matter is everything is 2 hours away in Europe with a plane. And one time I was playing this festival in Greece, and I knew that because my dad is on my social media, and I knew he's gonna find out that I'm in Greece. It's freaking neighbor to a Bulgaria, they border. And I texted him on Facebook and said, "Look, I'll be in Greece for 2 weeks, but I won't be able to." but I won't be able to come to Bulgaria to see you guys, because I wanted him to know ahead of time that it ain't happening, so that way he doesn't think that I'm doing something shady or not telling him or
Yeah.
whatever, or anything, which I would. And I said that, and he's like, "You can't, or you don't want to?" And I was like, "Well, both." And he's like, "Okay, fair enough." And again, it's not like we don't have a good relationship. It's just better from a distance, because every time I go there, I end up getting a hotel after a couple of days. Hi, Terry. Because I would rather keep the peace than get into a whole bunch of shenanigans and arguments and things like that. And your parents always know what's best for you and telling you what to do and how to live your life and things like that. And then for me, I would much rather avoid conflicts and have a nice lunch, maybe as close to nice as possible and civil. And then, one bam, thank you, ma'am type of thing, versus spending a whole bunch of time together and kind of getting on each other's nerves.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, my
Don't
parents
have-
are too serious. I decided to be just the opposite if I can be. Definitely was too serious younger, so it's time to take it up a notch to have more fun.
Yeah,
That's awesome, Mark.
yeah, for sure. I love that.
Mark,
Yeah.
you look awesome.
Thanks.
I mean,
Hey, we're
you're
leveling up.
also
Leveling up.
yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if it's the
good.
red, but you're also just radiating.
Wearing
You
this to
got
my IRL tomorrow.
Do
Oh,
it.
that's cool.
Oh, cool.
Where's the IRL? Which
Orlando.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna have some fun.
I love Florida.
In the winter. I love it in the winter.
Right. Yes,
Way
I go
too
north.
hot
I
in
go
the
north
summer.
in the summer, so I agree.
I lived there through a summer one time, and I actually loved it. It was great. But I found that because I worked in air conditioning, and so I found that what I had to do is you come out of air conditioning, you go into 90% humidity and 90 degrees. It's a little rough, and I'd get these huge headaches. And so I finally was like, forget this. And I got on my bike and I went on this huge tour down A1A looking at the ocean and back, and no more headache. And I went, oh, so if I like force a sweat and get active, I can acclimate. And so I totally acclimated. And I hadn't been, as a kid, I lived in New England, and it can get really humid in the summer. And I would get headaches with that high temp and high humidity. And after living in Florida for that summer and going to work out in the humidity and the temp, I never had that again. I can handle humidity, no problem. High temp, no problem. It
Wow.
totally shifted my physiology.
I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that because it's too
It
hot
was,
here in South
it's
Carolina.
so worth it, right? Because I mean, you get so uncomfortable. And like I see my husband, I mean, he's a big guy. He's a lot bigger body than I have to cool off, but he doesn't. Yeah, I mean, he's probably. How tall are you, Donnie?
What's that?
How tall are you?
5'10".
Okay. Yeah, so he's 6'2" and probably around 250. And so like I see how hot he gets in the summer and he's uncomfortable. And my daughter's like a mini dad, you know, she's about 5'10" and a half and really broad. And I mean, they're like mirror images, but male and female, right? So it's just sad to watch them be suffering for, you know, a chunk of the year. So anyhow, I was really glad I got through that and it shifted. It's wonderful. So I recommend it, Christine.
I am going to try it this summer. Yeah. Yeah. And I get headaches when it rains, like up north, and people are like, oh, it's the barometric pressure. And that's why you have headaches. But maybe I should go sit in a steam sauna or something and see if that helps.
See if it shifts it. Yeah. It's when the barometric pressure changes, I mean, when the temperature changes, when we have strong sense, there's a lot of things that do this, but our histamine gets released. And so histamine tightens like in a triangle from that bump in the back of the head out to the shoulders and across in the whole neck. But often it's even like a diamond shape going down the back. And it'll tighten those muscles, all that musculature. And so it can cause headaches. So sometimes quercetin or, you know, basil pesto or olive oil, like natural antihistamines and even regular antihistamines will take it down. So that's another thing to try.
To consume it or to massage it over the area?
Olive oil, you can put a really light dose right on the area. It's antihistaminic and it goes transdermally really well.
Oh, wow.
But usually I eat it.
Well, I love olive oil. I can like drop the bottle right back and drink straight. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I make salads today and always use a lot of a shit ton of olive oil. It's so good. I don't know if it's like the Greek food background or whatever it is, but it's just so good on everything. Always good. And you know what? When the salad sits in the fridge for a day or so, because I make these huge bowls, then I don't know if it evaporates or what, but it needs a lot more after that. So I keep putting olive oil.
It soaks in. It soaks into the plant material.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I will try that. I think what you're describing is something that's like really common to me, especially in certain times of the month, where like this tightens here, like a diamond shape. You know, I feel it, and it's where it leads to a headache that is really hard to get rid of. Like none of the natural stuff, like lavender oil and coconut oil, is helping, you know. So I end up you know, when it's unbearable, you know, I just end up slapping a couple of Advils and that works.
Yeah. So I mean, it's totally worth trying, even vitamin C, quercetin, but I really like the food options. So I really love olive oil, and basil is really high in quercetin too, and it's anti-inflammatory, antihistaminic. So basil pesto, that's one of my go-tos for that. Also, liposomal vitamin C, very quick acting. So even if, like my kid woke up in the middle of the night one time, came in crying, and I mean, this is going back a few years, but he had hives like everywhere. And I went, you know, he's never had this before, but I knew what it was. The only thing he'd had different was mac and cheese, instant mac and cheese from a box. And it was aged cheddar, super high histamine. So bam, all right. So I don't want to stay up with him all night. I'm exhausted. So I go down and look around and I'm like, right, liposomal vitamin C. So I just poured a little on my hand, went up, slimed his arms. He went right to sleep. I checked on him in about 5 minutes. He was totally asleep and the hives were gone, like full body gone. I didn't put it on him full body. So I'm a big fan of liposomal vitamin C for that too.
Yeah, that's amazing. And vitamin C is good for the skin anyways. So any kind of irritation like hives and things would be helpful for. Yeah, for sure try a bunch of olive oil next time I have this type of headache, because it does start from the shoulder, like, you know, going up the neck and then from both sides, but mainly from the right side for some reason. And it's
Well, I
just,
mean, it'll accentuate what's already there too. So it might be that there's some tightness there more on the right. But in the female cycle, when our progesterone is low, progesterone blocks histamine and helps musculature be calmer. So when it's low, we can get way more histaminic reactions or allergy symptoms too.
yeah, totally makes sense. Wow.
Wow. Encyclopedia Sharon.
Mark, you're giving me a reputation. I don't mind. I think it's funny.
Oh,
My
that's-
brother,
I
my
think
brother
I put that
calls
in a
me.
post. I think that I put that in a post, and the Rose been running with it ever since.
well, no, it's also my personal opinion. Is just like you just happen to say it as well, and I'm like, great. But yeah, our Sharon here is a walking, talking encyclopedia. There's no argument on that.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
My brother calls me the queen of health trivia, but then he also will say, "Oh my God, I'd hate to be you. You smell everything, you taste everything, you hear everything. That's got to be so hard."
Right.
I'm like, "Well, yeah, until you figure out how to live with it." But it's great for, my clients. It's awesome, but it's a little harder if you have to live with me.
So Sharon, you mentioned in a comment yesterday about bark medicine. I'm sure other people
Oh,
have heard
yeah.
of it, but I haven't. What is bark medicine?
So bark medicine is
I know, that's
yeah,
what I
yeah.
think of.
That's a different kind of bark medicine, Maren. But it's totally what you think it
Hi,
would be.
Ivy.
Sorry
It's
to steal the
it's
limelight.
medicine made out of the bark
I
of
gotta go
trees.
anyhow. 10:30.
And
Bye.
so I'm gonna do a little video. I'm actually I promised well, I didn't promise. I offered a little class on bark medicine I think for Evolution or Evergreen Foundations, I think for them. So so you'll see it in there, and I'll probably put it in my own community as well. Although I don't really, it'll be in something in the classroom. I don't really want it to take over the community. I know herbs are popular, and I love them, but so bark medicine is literally taking like a small branch. Usually we'll pick a branch that's better for the tree if it's not there anymore. So one that's rubbing or a sucker that's just sucking energy away from the core tree. And then you scrape the bark off with kind of a dulled paring knife. You don't want to scrape into the wood per se, but and you scrape the bark off, and then you can use it many different ways. So mostly it's made into a tincture, and vodka is pretty close to the perfect ratio of water and alcohol, and so it can get out a lot of the medicinal constituents out of the bark. So, and you let it sit in there for 6 weeks submerged. You don't really want it sticking up out of the tincture. And then you decant it, which just means separate the bark from the liquid, and then the liquid is the medicine. The liquid is the tincture. And so I'll give you. Do you want a cool story about bark medicine? I'll give you an example. I mean, you can see me light up. I just love this stuff. It's so cool. So, but so white oak and specifically bur oak trees are super medicinal. Other oak trees, red and white, they all have similar medicine, but the bur oak has more of the constituents in it. I don't know why. I've never heard why, but it does. And so I'm taking that bark, making the tincture. If you have loose gums like periodontal disease, if you have a loose tooth that just shouldn't be loose, or, and this happens with women too as they're approaching perimenopause and menopause, teeth, that hormonal change actually has teeth moving and getting loose and not loose. And it's kind of a weird thing. But oak, you put 1 drop of oak there, and I'm telling you, in days, that tooth is solid as a rock. And if there was a gal here who did it for less than 28 days, she had a dentist appointment. So she started doing it because one of her teeth was wiggly. And she just put a drop on in the morning, drop on in the evening. So 28 days later, she goes to the dentist. She was due for x-rays. What he found was so unusual. He showed her the x-ray right away and said, "Do you know what this is?" And right under that tooth, the bone under the tooth was bright white, which means super dense. One of the things oak medicine does is mineralize bones and teeth. And it was totally obvious where she had put the drop. It was amazing.
Wow.
So, isn't that fun? And it
Wow.
re-nourishes the whole body. It helps the body get all the good things out of our food and assimilate it, like really use it.
So
So
she
I
put
had
the
used
bark, like she put the bark on her tooth. Like I've seen people,
no,
especially
no,
down
she
south.
used, remember the tincture, like put the bark in the vodka, let it sit for 6 weeks. It'll be medicinal within hours, but it's reached full potency in 6 weeks. She just
Wow.
took a drop of that tincture and
That's
put
it.
it there.
Yeah,
Wow.
we just made tincture for the very first time this past summer. We discovered we had mullein plants everywhere, and so we did that. We put the vodka in the bottle with the mullein. We're trying. I didn't realize mullein only lasts like what 1 or 2 years, Sharon, and
They're biennial, but they'll self seed. I mean,
yeah, they got
they'll,
like hundreds of thousands of seeds. So
yeah,
yeah, that's cool.
that's
Wow.
awesome. Yeah,
So
so oak will do that. It helps scar tissue on the skin recede and become more like real skin, more pliable. But it does the same thing for any scar tissue. So, like people who've suffered with diverticulitis, it really helps scar tissue in any form in the body become more functional and
Well,
more
we have
flexible.
huge oaks out here. I'm gonna go find one. What kind of oak is it called? A bur oak.
A bur oak. Look up white oak. So red oak has pointy tips on the leaves, and white oak has rounded tips on the leaves.
Oh, okay.
And bur oak, it's a little harder to see the acorn shell at this time of year here anywhere. Anyway, I'm in Minnesota, so they're basically buried right now. They're under all the leaf litter, but bur oak has like little fur around the bottom of the cap, around the top of the cap. But the leaves, like the bur oak leaf, it has the rounded kind of oak shape. But then
Yeah.
at the bottom of it, it gets wider and rounder at the bottom. And that's
Okay.
telltale for bur oak. So if you see that, and of course, oak trees keep their leaves. So sometimes you'll be able to see it still right on the tree, even though it's this time of year.
Yeah. Well, and down here in South Carolina, they don't lose the leaves. So,
Oh, okay. Oh, so maybe you can even see the acorns then too.
and they're like everywhere down here on the island,
Yeah,
everywhere.
but they'll all work. And if you get white oak, any white oak, I'd probably take a white oak over a red oak and a bur oak over any white oak, but they'll all work.
Bur, white, red. Got it.
Yeah.
So Sharon, what about pine trees? Any medicinal? Okay, New
Yep.
England
Yep.
obviously has tons of pine trees. So
Pine and cedar,
Oh
they
yeah.
all have medicinal value. I am actually going to review the class I got to. I'd been just this, inner nudge, right? So I'd really been wanting to learn about tree medicine from Native American standpoint, from a traditional medicine man or woman. And then I thought, I don't know how this is going to happen, but I know since it keeps coming up without me thinking about it, it's probably going to happen.
Yeah.
And within a month, my herbalist that I study with hosted a class with Paul Red Elk. And he's one of the last of the Lakota, and he taught an entire tree medicine class for us. It was awesome.
It's awesome.
So there's just so, I mean, we're surrounded by all of these trees and plants. And, I used to tell people, I don't think we live in the Garden of Eden anymore. You're not going to get everything you need from food anymore. The dirt just doesn't even have it to give right now. But I think I'm changing my tune big time, because if we understand and use even a little bit of herbs and bark medicine, or even not bark medicine, just herbs, it's really It is the Garden of Eden.
Hmm.
Since I used oak, I've had to supplement magnesium, even with a good diet, lots of green leafy things. Like I should have been full over the top with magnesium, and I never was. Although after concussion, you do typically go through more magnesium and certain B vitamins, so I knew that was possible. But after using oak for, I don't even remember why she gave it to me for a little while. I maxed out on the small dose of magnesium supplement I was taking, and I was totally toxic magnesium. And I don't need to supplement it at all anymore. Like, that's how big a difference some of these things can make. And I
Wow.
had to supplement it for literally over 30 years,
Wow.
or I was too low.
I
That's amazing.
think Mama Bear part has been on. Magnesium is one of the things that it feels like Nora is missing. And I
Yeah.
think that's linked with her sleep.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
magnesium really supports a deep sleep cycle.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
not to make this all about health, but Ro and I were chatting yesterday about tea.
Ooh.
Yes. So Mark was asking me what's in your mermaid cup, and that's usually my cup for coffee. And I have coffee first, but then I have tea because he was like, I thought it was tea because I make tea in big batches. Because you don't want to like go back and just keep making it, put in hot water. With coffee you can do that, and then you don't even want that much coffee. But I told him to get on the tea train because it's very healthy and you can have it all day, and there's many different things you can do with it, like for example you can relax with the tea, or you can like get a little bit more energized with the tea if you want, unlike the coffee, which is more like an upper type of. But for me, it's not, because like I grew up with coffee since I was 5, so I just like drink it for the taste. So like I can literally have 10 espressos and go to sleep immediately.
Hmm.
And that's more genetic. Some people just burn through, they're called methyl groups, but they burn through caffeine 2-3 times faster than normal. Our family is split 50-50. My husband and my son could drink 3 pots a day. As soon as their head hits the pillow, they're out.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter and I
Same here.
that is not us.
The opposite, huh? The opposite.
So do you say, Sharon, that you have like a little bit, maybe a hard time falling asleep?
I would if I had like methyl groups, so caffeine, chocolate, turmeric. If I had a lot of that before bed, I would have to literally take a niacin supplement to burn through them for me so I could go to sleep.
Have you tried meditations?
Oh, I don't
Like-
have a problem if I don't eat that stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I can eat it earlier in the day, no problem. But if I eat it like dinner time, it's sort of like, it's like having coffee at dinner time. That's not going to work real well for me.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to ask you, and I didn't want to interrupt you while you were talking, but yet I don't want to like forget now. So I was just waiting for you to stop talking. That's really interesting for the bark tincture that you make it, and I have made some in the past. I did like workshops with different oils and with vodka, or it could be like alcohol,
Yeah.
But what I don't understand, I guess I wanted to ask you, because you said like you take it out after and you like after the 6 weeks you take out the bark. So what if you don't take out the bark?
It's still fine. It's still fine. So the bark isn't going to go bad or mold the way a leafy plant will.
No,
I mean,
not
it
in
could,
alcohol.
but it usually won't.
Yeah, it won't get bad in alcohol. I will prove it to you just a second. I just remembered I have something. You guys are gonna have a laugh. Hold on.
Yeah, but you don't have to take them out. You just don't
You
have
So
to.
just
like
leave
a
might
them.
tea
eat
bag.
some.
Yeah.
Like you
You
need a
might just
certain
get some
length.
in your tincture. You might get some bark pieces. That'd be a little pokey.
Well, I mean, if you're using a dropper, it's probably not going to pick up. And if it's tiny enough to fit in that tip of the dropper, you're probably not going to mind, But I mean, I usually take it out because then I can put it in a smaller jar without all the plantless stuff.
Okay,
So
I
what
just
do you
want to
got?
give I just want to give you an idea about the dimensions of that shit.
Wow. Look how big that is. Oh my gosh.
What did you make?
So this is from my dad. It has bark inside.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I don't know what kind of bark because I drank that probably 7 years ago or so. But it's a homemade moonshine that my dad makes, and he puts a bunch of bark in it with the moonshine. And ask me how I imported this into the States in my suitcase.
That's what I was just thinking, actually. That's what I was just thinking.
I don't know.
She froze.
Miracle.
You put it in a suitcase and checked the luggage, and it made it.
It made it, and the thing is that I was like, oh wow, I would rather ask for forgiveness than a permission. It's a huge bottle. I mean, look at it compared to my head.
Suitcase.
Ro, you had these are not the bottles you're looking for.
Right, yeah. Jedi mind trick.
Well, it's from my dad. He made it and he gave it to me as a gift. And
That's
I don't
cool.
know where the whole bottle went. I drank it really fast. But then, again, that was a long time ago. I don't drink alcohol now, but it was good. And so he has told me it's 80% proof, so you might want to water it down. And I was like, I never watered it down. It was fine. And he makes it in his on the third floor of the house. It's kind of like an attic thing, and he has different devices. It goes from one to another. I don't know. It's like a laboratory or something. And
distilling it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not selling it already. He just does it for fun. For like he gives friends, to families, to whatever he drinks.
Get the recipe. See if he'll share the recipe.
But I would have to make that whole it's a whole thing. It's like a little laboratory of. It goes from one place to another, like distillation or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just saying that bark in there has stayed there for a very long time, and I never removed it. He told me you can remove it, but you don't have to. So I was like, I never did.
Well, alcohol's a preservative, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense that it
honey. You know, you can do honey for medicinal honey, and it's a preservative, so you don't have to take the things out of it. It won't go bad.
So about tea, so Richard Rudd is in England, and I don't know where he gets his tea from, and he's the guy that developed gene keys and stuff. And I've watched enough interviews and like his videos that he lets little things slip out just here and there about his tea. And there's something I want to find out what kind of tea he drinks, because it almost sounds like microdosing.
Oh, yeah.
With tea. Have you heard of anything like that? Anybody heard of anything like that? That it has like effects or like relaxation, like
Skullcap will do that. Skullcap tea will do that.
Skullcap?
Skullcap.
Because I look for things that will like calm like Nora's anxiety and like just calm her nervous system down.
Red osier.
It's
red osier is the way to go. Send me your address and look for red osier is actually a dogwood. And it's easy to spot when it gets cold out because it turns redder. So like I was going to try and look out the window, but
is it a really pretty red? Like a
really
bright
pretty red.
We have
it can
those
be
up
bright
north.
or burgundy like.
Yeah.
And red osier medicinally it has, I mean, herbs aren't like drugs. Like people think, oh, it's got this use, you know, but herbs are like their own community. Like every herb has a community of resources available within it. So red osier is phenomenal.
Can I join their community on school?
What's that?
Can I join their community on school?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I need pictures. Like, what does it look like? Like, what do I do with it?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm probably going to do that in a classroom because, you know, it keeps coming up. So it's definitely
Nice.
people are interested, and it's, for me, it's just totally in alignment because it's free. You know, it's available. There are things that grow in everybody's environment that have medicinal qualities. And so it's sustainable, and not only sustainable, but we're actually helping each other, right? So it's just so wonderful. But red osier really is phenomenal for anxiety, social anxiety, paranoia, feeling like you've been watched,
Yeah.
fear, phobias. People have gotten rid of lifetime phobias with like 3 doses of red osier tincture, drop doses, not like, you know, herb farm where they'll say 3 droppers, you know, no, like drop doses, like 3 drops.
I need to like intermingle that with my hypnotherapy work that I do.
Mm.
Yeah,
Imagine
it's really
Oh,
that.
that'd be great. That'd be good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really
Wow.
lovely. Yeah, it's amazing, and I mean, it helps. It's red, so there's something called the signature, the law of signatures in herbalism, especially Western herbalism, but it's also in traditional North American tribal wisdom. Many tribes speak of herbs this way. But the red color is it's a bright signature. It's a strong signature. So blood flow. Think embarrassment when you get red. You know. So the plant will tell us what it helps with, and it's
Whoa.
not
Nice.
always totally obvious at first sight. But when you observe the plant, like my teacher has us all draw every plant. It's not for the picture, it's for the observation and noticing what that thing looks like. So, for instance, on my counter, I have a couple twigs of prickly bark, or prickly ash, sorry, prickly ash bark twigs. So, and she says, the first time you harvest a plant, and preferably every time, you will do so without any gloves on. And like half whatever group she's talking to is like, because prickly ash, if you've ever bumped into it, it's got really hard, sharp little thorns in there. And she goes, the whole point is experience what the plant has to offer you. And so if you're harvesting this plant and you get poked, the poke of prickly ash is different than the poke of like a rose thorn. And so the experience of that tells you what it's going to help with, because
What?
that poke is so sharp, and it's like a sharp stabbing pain, even though it was just, you bumped it. It can be really intense. And so what does it help with? Sharp stabbing pains. You know, that's one of its medicines.
Interesting.
So it's just so integrated, right? Like
Yeah.
you talk about physical experience, relationship experience, interdisciplinary experience, like that is herbs, you know, and then just the practice of bringing your presence into it and sitting with them. You know, you don't necessarily physically have to sit, but, you know, just be
I know what
present.
you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
it's you. Yeah.
yeah. So you'll feel it. I have spent an afternoon. I'm restoring American ginseng in certain areas of the forest where it used to grow before it was over harvested. And after being there for an afternoon, I was done. It was getting dark. I needed to get out of the woods, and I started to walk out of the area, and I had such a strong feeling, and I just stopped, and I'm like, "What is this?" I felt like I was leaving a whole group of my friends.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And we'd had such a lovely time together, and I was going to miss them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Wow.
just went, okay, got
Yeah.
it.
That's great. I actually want to get on the tea train and drink less coffee. When you mentioned yesterday that you drink tea throughout the day, I usually drink water throughout the day. I didn't realize you could drink tea throughout the day.
Oh yeah, it's not either or. You always have to have water because, like, tea is good for you and also dehydrates.
Well,
So
if
you
it's
always
caffeinated, right?
I
If it's
heard. Did I hear that you can't drink too much green tea? It's got to be different kinds of teas, or
No, it
what?
depends on the person.
Yeah, because I can drink green tea from sun up to sundown, and it helps me lose. In fact, I'm trying to get back to that because I have so much inflammation and like water retention that I'm trying to go back to green tea, drinking all day long to help me like flush stuff out. Because last time I did that years ago, it helped me lose weight,
Yeah,
even though it's not weight, it's inflammation that I have.
water weight.
Yeah, so I can drink it all the time, but I heard if it's decaffeinated tea, that it is like drinking water. Does anybody know?
I don't think like nothing can replace water. Water is water,
Yeah,
and then
I
everything else you
I
drink is
disagree. I
oh,
totally
okay.
disagree. So I've been watching people hydrate and paying close attention to, I don't know, a multitude of clients over decades. And water is definitely needed, but water by itself, like even spring water is a little different because it has minerals in it, right? But like RO water, for sure, not so great by itself, not as great. Having water with something in it, whether it's natural minerals or a pinch of sea salt or tea or a dash of lemon or lime or cucumber or water with something in it is processed a little more slowly and assimilated way better
hmm.
than like filtered RO water. And
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I
but
was
not
Interesting.
more
like
in terms of
caffeinated.
water
Well,
versus tea, and not like water with something in it. Like water is
yeah,
water with something in it or not. But yeah, but I was comparing it with like the tea and juice and coffee and like everything else. You
Mm.
do have
I
to have
think
your water.
I think liquid is liquid. So if it's alcohol, it's going to take liquid to detoxify the parts of it that we don't need. And if it's
Mm.
caffeine, it can take liquid to detoxify the acidity and the parts of it that we don't want. But otherwise, soups, broth, that all counts completely as your 8 ounce cups of fluid a day.
And what I
Totally.
learned, I'm sorry, what I just learned this past week was even cucumbers or other vegetables that are like 96% water or whatever it is, those even help the water go through your system slower as well. And
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Jicama, watermelon, really good for hydrating.
Mm.
Mm.
Good
I
stuff.
love water.
Ro, I got a school question. To get off health just for a second. I have some other community members I'm working with that they're actually talking about. They ask each other, share each other's posts to each other's communities. And it was almost like 3 or 4 communities having the same post. I've heard
Mm.
school frowns on that, looks down on that, or if you are going to share a post, mix it up and change the post around a little bit. Do you have any insight on that?
Yeah, I mean it was on the school news, and a lot of people, a lot of people we know here too are doing the same push from one community to another. Because like they're different people, but they're also the same people. So like from human perspective, you see the same post, but also you can spend a few minutes changing it up for specifically for that community. It's worth your time
I
to
agree.
take the effort, so it can be shown to
Mm.
those people that see it again that look, I put an effort, okay, and I care about this. It's not like I want to spit out information to whatever, ego driven or get clients or whatever it is. Look at me how smart I am. No, I actually care about this community and want to bring it value. That's what it means. But from other perspective of like how school would look at it in terms of algorithms and AI scanning, if it's the same post that is posted across community, it would be detected, and it won't be necessarily like punishing the person or anything, but it would keep in mind for that specific person. And we don't have algorithms on school to where like they can reduce the visibility or anything for the specific person per se, because like in each community, you know how many people view the post of this person is however many people are following the person who view the post, unless they're scanning the community. The algorithmic type of thingy with AI is more of like your community's whether how it's ranking on discovery, you know. And I'm not sure how much this is mentioned here and there and how much it is manipulated, but it's for sure manipulated. And there is proof of that if you look in discovery, not for the category, for each specific category, because like that, like for the stars, that's counted by the different criterias. But if you go to the general discovery with all the categories, and you will see the top communities right on the top. And if you are a member of all of them top communities, you will see that some are deserving to be there and others aren't, for super apparent missing factors. And why is this done? Because school wants diversity. If somebody's new and comes in and they don't know nothing about school, they see this like huge thing of categories, but it's a huge thing. It's not like a specific category. They could click on categories, but like I'm talking about the general discovery page, the main homepage of school, where you can see like some of these communities are not that popping. If you are in them, you will know what I'm talking about. And this is made for diversity. But how is this made for them to pop up as top communities? It's made via manipulation of numbers.
So you definitely also then suggest that they mix up the post a little bit and don't have it word for word verbatim that they're sharing. Is that what I'm also hearing?
Yeah, if they do have to do it and do not want to rewrite the post, like change a couple of sentences and maybe how you're approaching the post itself. Like for example, in the tribe, I'll be like, "Hi, tribers," because we're tribers. But I wouldn't say "Hi, tribers" in Goosify, for example, because people don't know what the fuck is this. I mean, some people do, but I actually did that yesterday. I typed post in Goosify and it was like, "Hi, tribers," and then I was like, "Oh shit, I'm not in the tribe," so I erased it. But that was an honest mistake because I was in that community. But yeah, I erased it. Like, I mean, I didn't erase the post. I just like didn't hit post, and then caught myself on time. And
I do
how
a similar. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. I caught myself because I was looking for the category to put it in what category, and then I was like, oh wait, those are not the categories. Oh wait, I'm in the wrong community. That's how I caught myself, because like nothing else really. Well, I mean, of course, I could look on the top and see the name of the people. Who looks on the top?
Right. I know I do a similar thing with my posts. Like a lot of the posts throughout communities are about the same, but like she was saying, I usually switch up how I give the information about it. Like I like to keep when I post my stuff, like I'm very like info heavy. So I'm not only posting like what's the title of the post, what's the song called that I'm uploading, but I'm also giving insights about like this is what I did here, this is what I changed, maybe some honest self-criticism about, okay, maybe I could have done a little bit better in this particular area, but I'm satisfied. So things like that, I like to keep my posts very info heavy, just to try and bring forth the education factor to what I do. But not every community, like she said again, is going to have the exact same categories. So um, I just switch up the wording just a little bit. Some have feedback categories, so I'll do like a feedback welcome before I give my title. And in the tribe, I don't really have to do that because feedback's going to come automatically anyways. Whoever sees it, and a lot of mine get pinned. Not every post does, if at all, in other communities. So I feel kind of lucky about that being here in the tribe. But like it was being said, just um, even if you can't really change the actual post or like the editing in post or like my videos, I do everything pretty much in a one take, minimal editing, little to none. So the editing goes to the captions and descriptions rather than the actual post itself.
Mhm.
So hope that helps too.
Yeah, it does. Well, also another thing that is worth mentioning here, why is this done? I'm looking at it more from a human perspective and like a respectful type of thing for the people in the community. But why school is doing it is to catch potential scammers and of course bots, but mostly scammers because lots of scammers they copy and paste the same shit from one place to another place, and sometimes with a call to action and with the link even to WhatsApp or whatever website. And this is getting triggering, it's triggering the AI behind school, and we'll be able to then potentially have those people as high risk spam, whatever that you got this you get it when like you receive either a new request to join your group, high risk spam, whatever it is. It's like writing, and then also it tags some comments, so the admins gets it. Like I get so many of those, it's not even funny, and some of them are legit, and they are based on that same comment or something lame said, but the algorithm is learning right now, so it's still not that great. So something that is even an inside joke, it would might catch it as like a spam, which is not. And mostly is based on location though in the moment. So I believe what Sam was sharing in the school news is that now they're working on actually detecting those same posts. So Mark, if you are about to post something in the tribe and then you post exactly the same thing in Goosify, it will be fine. But if you do this 5 times a week, you know what I mean? Then it would start triggering certain things. And in your case, like they would look at the whole, like look at all the green that you have in your activity. You're not just like just popped in school and then boom, 10 communities post the same thing. But yeah, that's made for that because school is growing really fast. So we do need to have measurements to kind of like, hold it all together, kind of like on a bicycle, with not falling over, but like almost falling over, but we got it.
Yeah. I've noticed too that when people post a bunch of things in different communities, it shows up in your notifications. So people who are following you are seeing you post in like
Yeah.
5 different places at the exact same time. So it
Right.
really fills up their notifications and makes it hard to navigate for your followers too.
Yeah, I mainly think about that. I mainly think about how this is going to affect people and the communities that I'm in, and not so much for really algorithms. Are they going to get me or whatever it is? I don't care about that stuff.
Yeah.
But like, how are my followers are going to be like? Okay, so there's Lisa. How is Lisa gonna see the same thing I posted in Goosify, the same thing I posted in the Tribe, the same thing I posted in Evergreen? It's all of these places where why would I do that? So
Yeah.
I try not to.
Yeah.
That's just something that. But before, I just don't want to forget because Sharon said something about maybe 20 minutes ago or so. Well, Oh no, why is my computer not turned on? Oh no, it's 16%. I think one of my dogs have switched off my anyway, I just don't want to forget. Sharon, you said that the herbs you find like they're separate from what you do, and that's why you haven't put them in the community, or did I get that wrong?
Oh, you're muted, Sharon.
Okay, I'm on.
No, I don't think they're totally separate because it's holistic health and how to improve your life through, have more energy and focus and, function higher, right?
That's
So
what
it does fit. I just don't want it to, I don't know. It's just it's a personal hiccup, right? So I just don't want it to take over as it's now an herb group.
No, it's not. It's helpful to everything you do. I mean, it's like
Right.
a very holistic. Like that's why I was like, why do you even say that? For me, I can see it like from an airplane that is part of everything. It's not like taking over. You know what I mean? Kind of like
Yeah.
and you see, but I share meditations sometimes because, like, you know what? Guess what? We're not robots. We can use a
Right.
meditation.
No, I hear you and thank you. I appreciate it. It helps. It'll come. It'll be in there. I've definitely been people are asking about herbs, not so much within, my community itself, but in other
Everywhere.
communities I'm in. So it's coming up a lot more, so it'll be in there.
Yeah, the universe is trying to tell you something.
Oh yeah. I have this agreement. So if I don't if I don't teach about whatever it is I'm supposed to be sharing, then I'll end up finding myself like almost uncontrollably talking about it, like in different places. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? So that hasn't happened yet.
Blink, 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 blink.
So I'm not totally missing the signal yet, but I might be. It might have been a little slow to put it all the way out there.
Yeah.
Slow is steady for the win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'm
sometimes it's
definitely in for the long
logistics.
game. What, Christine?
Sometimes it's logistics. Like, do I make a category in the discussion forum that we only talk under this category? Do I make a cohort? Do I make a classroom? Yeah, because any topic can really kind of branch out into different things. So,
Agreed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
you
and
can
I'm open if you guys have ideas too about where and how to do any of that. I still feel like I'm wrapping my head around. I mean, I feel really good about the community tab and engaging. I mean, I love that. That's going really well. But as far as, well, how much do we even need in classroom? I do want to put in my own group, I want to put like basic kind of rubrics for sleep, hydration, food, like really basic foundational pieces that can be helpful because I mean, all of us, it doesn't matter how experienced we are or how educated we are or how long we've been doing this, we forget some things.
Yeah.
I do. Everyone in my practice has over 3 decades. Like it's a human thing. So my mom is classic. She'll call and be like, we have to go over what I'm doing, Sharon. I'm not feeling good. I am not myself. I'm dragging. And she has no tolerance for that. And I go, okay, let's just take a quick look because I only have a few minutes, whatever. So we go through like the top 5 things that she's taking for supplements that her body needs. And she's forgotten 2 of them, and she even has them right there, like in the cabinet, but they got moved off the countertop. It's like that. It just happens. This is just normal. So I do know I want to have that, but I don't know how much. I don't really want to have, I don't know. I want to keep it very much in the community, not so much in, oh, there's 60 lessons in the classroom. Like to me, that feels uninviting.
what if you do one classroom and make folders? Sleep.
Yeah.
Supplements.
Yeah, exactly. For sure, that's what I'm going to do. Yep, exactly.
Like you're talking to your mother, maybe. you know?
Oh no, that totally makes sense, and I correlate with that. And yeah, there's so many different ways to go about this that just have to spend the time to marinate it in your head and like look
Yeah.
at it. And, with what you see, it doesn't matter how much screaming things there are, and back to it quite a few times. It will come to you like what's right for you and for your community. Having said that, I feel you. Like with the 60 things in the classroom, and each one is equally important, and then there's and then if
It's
you want
just,
to,
it's a balance, right? Like, on the one hand, having a lot of information available. I mean, I'm an information learning junkie, so like that's totally addictive to me. And I've tried to cut it back in my life, and I found out I was miserable, like totally like depressed, lost color in my cheeks. And so I put it back in, right? Like, no, you can have an hour to 2 hours every morning to just learn new things that you want to find out about. Like, don't worry about it. And then Sharon's back to life. Like, I'm all happy again. So I know I can't get rid of that for myself, but having, like, if I join a community and I open the classroom and there's my own experiences, if there's a ton of things that are available in there, and again, it's personal, right? But I feel like stressed.
Yeah, same.
Like, do I have to go through all those things in order to get value out of this? Or do I have to master that in order to, whatever the group is about, understand how to create a classroom better or a course better, or understand, whatever, YouTube more? Like, so that's where maybe I just have to grow more and get over that. And then other people will get over that too. I don't really know. I'm open to what you guys experience when you see that, or what's attractive.
A lot of people, me, don't go to classrooms.
Bye, Lisa.
Bye. Like I don't go to classrooms at all, in any community, and unless I'm forced to for certain something. Like right now, I'm forced to go to Christine's classroom to find out this one thing that we talked about, that one meditation with the path, and I will go to it. But like in any community, I go in for the community and the
Right.
connection with the people, and not to some classroom with some videos and some courses and all that. And been there, done that. But I'm not saying that this is the right way. I'm just saying how it is for me specifically.
No, but I'm kind of that way too. And like, even though those basics will live in the classroom, they'll be in the community. Like they'll come up, whatever, once a quarter or once every third of the year or something, to be like, hey, let's just quickly check ourselves. Where are you at on sleep? But I just want it to be a living rhythmic thing, as opposed to go do this thing.
I use the classroom if I'm learning about a very specific thing. Like right now, I'm like, what am I missing? Like with Nora's medical issues and everything, and my inflammation from my stress in this past year. So
Right.
I would go to the classroom specifically looking for that. But a lot of times the classroom is just like your library of all your material that you've built over all the, like Evelyn Weiss calls it, legacy library.
Right.
And you can, if a question comes up where I'm like, hey, Sharon, what about this thing? You can be like, go to the
It's in
third
the library.
room, and in that folder, like you
Yeah.
show me where to go and get it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm wrapping my head around this now. I could see that. If it's in the library, that's a library. I don't have to go through it. I can go there when I want something.
And you can even make it
Brilliant.
like library and use the folders. This is herbs. This is sleep. This is,
Right.
I don't know, supplements. Like,
Yep.
Yeah,
this is common colds.
Perfect. Oh,
This
thank
is-
you. Thank you,
that's
guys.
that's really good. I think Christine, you're onto something with that. With
Yep.
it's a very
That's
good
great.
way of bookkeeping, clean slate type of. This is this.
Well, what started it for me was I had all this stuff accumulated over 15, 20 years in
Right.
my Google Drive. So
Yeah.
I'm taking it out of my Google Drive and putting it into school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Evelyn Weiss is who was talking about legacy library.
Right.
That's when I was like, oh, like it's like a library, it's like a reference library. Yeah.
It totally connects with me. So that's a large part of my motivation is like, don't let this experience that I've had, and you know, a
Yeah.
lot of it's been hard won, right? It was not a simple win.
Yeah.
Don't let this just fade. Don't
Yeah.
let this go away. Like, let it continue to let people have an easier time in their
Mhm.
own life long after I'm gone. And then also, like, I have kids, and I had kids later in life, so they're young, and I'm going to be gone well before they're done here, hopefully. And so I want that legacy, just even for my own kids, to know, well, what would mom say about this? Well, here it is. Go look it up. It's in the legacy library.
I love
Yeah. Yeah.
that. Yeah.
That's great stuff.
Yeah, thank you, Christine. You nailed it. That's awesome. Total reframe.
Uh-huh.
I feel like less stress.
Yeah. 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 Because classroom, as soon as we hear classroom, it's like, oh, there's a goal. There has to be a goal.
Right.
And it's like, no, there's no goal. It's just a library.
Well, and I've been a student for so long, like, okay, I got a class. Let's go. Bum, 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 bum.
I totally get it.
Or some of us that didn't like going to the classroom in school, but we had no problem going to the library in school, right?
Right.
So there's no pressure. You just kind of browse around what jumps out at you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take that in.
Libraries, here I come. I am best friends with libraries. We're like this.
And I believe there's a search function.
Yes,
Is
there
there a
is.
search function in the classroom?
Yes.
So in your library, people can go in and search Burr Oak. I heard her say something about Burr Oak, but I can't remember what she said. Type in
Oh
Burr
my
Oak.
God. School is so freaking amazing.
I used to play school when I was a kid. Now look at me in my 50s.
Before we were school age, our older sisters who were in school would come down, and we were so desperate to be old enough to go to school. It was like the best thing ever in our minds. And we had, my dad would bring home real Xerox paper. Like, you write on it and it makes the imprint.
Oh, I
copy.
remember that. Yeah.
And they would give us quizzes. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. And why was school so awesome when we were still at home and the older ones went? They were getting something that we weren't getting. So that's what our school is. Like, I learned all this crap over 16 years of struggling in my own journey. Here it is. I'm going to give it to you. So it's like this hidden treasure.
Totally hidden treasure. Oh, you've rebuilt my entire world in less than an hour.
That's the brainstorming. That's what I love about these group calls. It's just like we kind of put our minds together, bounce some stuff off, and it's like, oh yeah,
Right.
I do this. We all do it for each other.
I got a question for you guys. I want to launch my YouTube channel, and I have the videos ready, but I need the thumbnails. And I was recommended a great thumbnail person, and I had it open as a tab, except of course I have probably 50 tabs open, but I've literally gone through all of them, and it's not there. And I've been this is how I talk. I've been DMing and commenting to get the people who gave me it to post the video so I can find it in the video that we did on a coaching call on Wednesday. Well, that's not happening. So I'm like getting so antsy, but I think I'm going to just jump on something and see if I can make it.
Do you have it in Canva?
I hate freaking Canva. I
I
cannot
do
work with
too.
Canva.
I do too. I get it. I know. That's
So
why I only use templates.
It's like PowerPoint, because I know how to use PowerPoint.
Oh, okay.
Right? So I'm just going to make like a slide that is a thumbnail. Because I can't learn Canva right now.
So it's the thumbnails that's stopping
It's the thumbnail that I need.
I think, Karen, you have a suggestion. Don't you do that?
Yeah. It might be like the only thing that I'm doing okay and good at right now.
Mine suck.
Do you
My
want to take
thumbnails
that?
You know,
suck.
there's a lot of elements, right? When we're putting out our podcast, and there's the keywords and the algorithms changed a little bit. So this last video I posted, I didn't even use hashtags. I made sure that I was using keywords in the description. And
Right.
I'm spending a lot of time mindfully just thinking, like, what do I like? What do other people like to read? They're gonna read it and get it, and how important that is. And the thumbnail is the paint on our house. So
Right.
someone's walking by and it's
Yeah, I need curb
um,
appeal. That's what I
just like
need.
just like those first 30 minutes. But I've been using Canva for a long time, and to me, it was finding something that's simple. So there's so many good apps out there that will really simplify. You have to pay for them. So you're looking at like $25 to $35 a month that really simplify that process and have really good analytics with YouTube.
Or the
However,
thumbnail, like an app just for the thumbnail. Is that what you mean?
so yeah,
Well, you can
well,
do other things with it, I'm sure.
yeah, so they have I'm going to call it a heavy hitter within the app for thumbnails. So you can just go down there and say, I want to just create thumbnails with you, and it'll do that. And I could share two. One of them is vidIQ, VID, and then IQ. And then there's another one. I think this one might be just for thumbnails. It's called Pixels, but it's spelled a little bit different. I'll drop it in the chat. That one's spelled weird.
I
Those are
didn't even look
great.
at the chat all day.
However, so what's hitting right now is people are kind of liking that AI look, right? I'm not personally a fan of it, but I understand that it's getting clicks, and there's a lot of things to like your brand, right? So you might want expressions and then the titles. You can get really stuck with working with AI where you're now dealing with your opinion and then AI's opinion, and you're going back and forth. So to me, I like knowing your North Star, what you're going for and what you want, and kind of writing that down. So anytime you're working with any of the apps, you can keep coming back to, you, and then you can run A/B testing, right? And it's not too much. You can do that on YouTube. So
The
it's
A/B
kind of
testing doesn't work on me because I don't have enough data, because I don't have enough.
Well, the A/B testing also in a new channel it actually can dilute your data. Like it's not necessarily helpful. I have a YouTube coach right now, and he's really said, do not do A/B testing until you're well underway and have a big following already. Like it's just not worth the confusion that it can cause. It can slow down your channel growth.
interesting. Yeah, I've had to also like pull back with the opinions. I had people tell me to do something a certain way, and then they went and did it the opposite way for their own channel. And I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, that's
so yeah, it's good to be aware of that stuff though, because it's all that tricky stuff behind the scenes. As far as the thumbnail goes, if you do have somebody, because it takes so much time becoming good at this ourselves, right? So if you have
I
somebody
don't
that
really
can help
want to.
you,
I really am okay hiring someone to do that for me. And
yeah,
if they can set up a template that I can learn to, put things in place, then that's great. But I'm not going to master it. I know I don't have any interest in it right now.
Yeah.
I enjoy design and that part of it. So I think that's I'm okay with the time investment right now, because I get like, I don't know, I get like happy, and I'm like, okay, why not? Life is like, do what makes you happy. So when it comes to that part, it makes me happy seeing, what people are attracted to, and then seeing, I put out the Canva ones and they might not get enough attention, but I'm like, I like it. So it's like this, to me, I'm testing, right? Like I want people to see it, but I also want to build my skill. And I'm not, the super AI is rough. So I have made a few of those, and people go, oh, that's great. I'm like, I don't like it, but okay. So yeah, I think I don't know if that was helpful. just there those two are really good, and I see a lot of people using those two apps. And then if you can find that person, delegate so you can invest your time in what you're good at, right?
Yeah,
Um,
that's how I'm going
yeah.
right now. I mean, I don't mind putting something together if I can do it relatively quickly, just to be able to start, and then I can always change the thumbnail on the video, so that's not too big a deal.
Thank goodness. Yeah.
I might know
Thank
someone
goodness
for
you
you,
can.
Sharon. I'll
Okay.
check. Yeah.
All right.
I'd like to offer a little bit of different perspective, if that may help someone. Like, I don't do any thumbnails. I don't do any editing anymore.
Yeah, I don't
thumbnail.
edit.
I do selfie video or any video, and I just upload to raw. And I'm not saying that this is the right way or anything. All I'm saying is that because, Sharon, you said you have a bunch of videos already done, you can potentially start uploading them, and you can always go back and add thumbnails.
Great point.
And
You can always, I missed what you said. You can always go, what?
You can always go back and edit those
Oh,
videos
right.
and add thumbnails,
Add a
add
thumbnail. Yep.
description,
Yeah.
add tags, add everything that you're learning from your YouTube coach. And maybe even like when you have the next YouTube coach, compare by changing things and see, oh, did that video pick up from that coach? Oh, this was worth it, then good
Right.
reviews, whatever. But what I'm saying is that don't allow this to stop you. Oh, I don't have the thumbnail person, because you have a bunch of videos already ready to go. Just start putting them down.
So there's an app that I downloaded for free. It's called on the laptop. It's called VLC Media Player.
Oh, I have that.
Yep. I take the video, I play it in that player, and you can push to get a screenshot.
Oh, yeah.
While you're talking, and I can get very animated. I can get very passionate, and I'm like, I can do this. I can be like, oh my gosh, or like mind blown, and I can freeze right there.
Cool.
And I gotta tell you, I think I might go back to that. After I met with my coach this morning, and he's like, just forget about the thumbnails for a minute. Like, we'll do that maybe next week. You got to get your workflow in, because I was hammered, flowing. And then I he switched it to start working on titles with an outline. And I would just like from the hip. I didn't use an outline. So then I tried to use an outline last week and I froze. I was like,
yeah, I do well with the title and bullet points, but the outline messes up my flow.
Yeah. So I'm going to go back instead of wasting time on especially now, because we're talking about it again. Thank you, Sharon. So I'm going to go back and do those freeze frames and get like my expression. And then I'm just going to put words overlay on it and do that this week and see. But I'm batching probably at least 6 to 8 videos this weekend, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then I
want to have 8 in the bank before I start. So if something comes up and I have a hiccup, that there's already something there to put on. But where are you putting the words on? Are you doing that in that same app then?
I was using Canva.
Oh, you were using Canva. Oh, so you were taking the picture, putting it in Canva, and then put the words on.
Then put
well,
the
maybe
words.
I'll just have to recruit someone to help me. Because I've tried that and I am not doing it again. Pass.
That Karen's mentioned, that maybe try that app and just upload. If you have the VLC media player, though, it's just really easy to just hit the button, because I'll be like watching, hit the button like as soon as I like something, and I'll just hit. I'll get like 15 of them, and then go through and see which one is the most animated or the match the title. I'll find one that matches the title, because I'll be like, people who say you can't heal triggers, liar, like that. And so I'll get like a you know what I mean, that's like animated. Yeah.
I'm more like
that's still, because it's interesting, because it almost pulls the viewer in. It stops the scroll a little bit, like, what is she so passionate about? What is she talking about? And you're right, the title. So
I gotta add that you mentioned the waiting and not waiting. I gotta run, but I gotta mention I'm gonna post this. There's a new animated video on the all the places you'll go. That's very cool. I'll post it in the community row. But
Cool.
one of the key things that talks about in the book is don't stay in the waiting room.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know if
yeah,
anyone
yeah.
has read this book before or seen the book before.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yep.
it really, when I go back and go back, I haven't seen it. I gave this to my daughter when she graduated.
We
Uh,
give that for graduations. My mom
What's
gave
that?
that to me when I graduated Cairo school.
Yeah, it's actually now still a bestseller on Amazon during graduation season. All these years later.
Wow.
It's perfect for it.
Yeah.
I have a question. Did you make it intentionally to match your hat?
Dr. Seuss did. Dr. Seuss did.
That's funny.
No, it's a great book for people in their journey on life. It really is for no matter where you are in life on your journey, all the bumps and grinds, but still you're going to end up where you want to go. Because especially in school, I believe we can go incredible places like so many people already are. That's
Yeah.
that's
agree.
my story. I'm sticking to it.
We're going places for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
everybody.
Thank you so much for showing up. I love you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Great
Great seeing
call.
everyone. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Thank
New
you.
post up, by the way.
Yeah, I will. I will. Bye bye.
Take care.
Everything.
Bye.